Alright, what's up guys? So I want to show you a pretty cool design that I had in my head for a long time, and I kind of want to show you guys. So it's pretty cool. It's a single turbo V10, you can see right there, and the basic layout of the engine is a 3.5 liter V10, and it's a hybrid. Don't worry guys, the hybrid system is only benefits car besides the weight of the battery with the current technology. But regardless, at least 10,000 RPM redline. It would vary depending on the engine, but that's what I'm trying to reach. And then front mid-engine, a lot of people want to have a rear mid-engine, but I want to try out something out with a front mid-engine, and it will have 3 YASA E motors. It's this is a pretty popular manufacturer that a bunch of supercar manufacturers use, like Koenigsegg uses it. I'm pretty sure Ferrari uses it as well, so pretty high end. Of course, rear wheel drive, electronic LSD, limited slip differential. You can vary the torque vectoring with the electric motors in the rear, which I'll show you right here. And it will have a 16-speed 4enthusiasts direct multi-clutch transmission. So it's a play on Koenigsegg's LST, which I'll probably do a separate video to explain it, because it could be a bit complicated, but I gotta draw it better. And horsepower and torque is a bit iffy. Since it's a pretty low displacement, high revving V10, torque will be pretty low, but the electric motors will fill in those voids that a turbo system and a low displacement car will have. So that's why a hybrid system will benefit. So here's a pretty simple third view that I did: front, top, and right view. So I'll explain the top view. So the top view is, you can see the 10 cylinders right here, and it's a single turbo. So originally I wanted to do the headers on the outside, come into the turbo on the, so the turbo system is kind of like an F1 V6 one. So it's 2 volute, what do you say, for the compressor and the turbine. It's this is design here. So this section A right here will show you how the compressor will look like. So as it spins this way, it will spin out to one and the other one. So that's pretty much how a turbo system works for 2 exits pretty much. So since it's a hot V, the manifold is pretty small. That's why I was a bit afraid of. So if you want to change it, we can reverse the flow to a traditional V engine where the exhaust is on the outside and the intake's on the inside. But for now, we're gonna do a hot V, which less routing and less losses. So the routing will be from the inside, like pretty much any Mercedes hot V engine is pretty much like this. So here's the turbines, the hot side, it just goes out straight. Then this is an electric motor turbo. So you can see that in the new Mercedes E-Performance has electric turbo, or a F1 car pretty much. And this is the compressor. The intake is pretty much like this. It expands, it expands the air and compresses it, like pretty much rams it inside to the compressor. And then it's a air to water intercooler. So either the intercooler is going to be within the intake manifold, or it'll be a separate heat exchanger. And again, it depends on the system I decide to choose, but either it will have 2 throttle bodies, or it would have an intake plenum right here and each individual throttle bodies, which would be more precise. But again, if you want to do like Koenigsegg's free valve, you could get rid of the throttle bodies and just control the inputs by the intake valves and exhaust valves. So yeah, that's the top view. Here's the front view. It's a bit more, I would say, compact, I guess. So either it could be, again, the V angle like this. It could be either a 90, I believe some manufacturers do 120, or a 72, which is in the Carrera GT. So single turbo, exhaust goes inside this way, and the intakes go out on the side. Here's the intake manifold. Yeah, it just goes into here. And here's the routing. Either there be heat exchanger right here or within the intake manifold. And of course, dry sump. Here's pretty much the front. And here is the right side view of the engine. You can see this is 1 cylinder bank on this side, 5 cylinders. The intake manifold is right here. Intake comes in, rams into the compressor, and then it forces that air into right here, which is the intake manifold. And this shoots out just like that. And then here I have the exhaust system right here, which is pretty cool. So since it's a hot V, the the exhaust manifold, it wouldn't be as, how would I say it, but if you look at any headers, it looks really good, but if it's a hot V, there's not really much space, so it looks pretty constricted, but it'll flow enough. And this system is where I'm a bit iffy on. Either you can just go single straight out, that would change the tone, or you can split into two different pipes, which is a Y right here, and either you could do just separate or do like an X pipe right here, and then just straight out to the center exit, which a bit people are a bit iffy on, but who cares. And then you either have a valve right here and here to make it quiet. And the best part of the cooling, the radiator, AC compressor, AC condenser, and then the heat exchanger for the intercooler is gonna be right here, just ducted out from the front of the hood. A bunch of cars have it out draw like this. A bunch of cars just have it like this, and the air gets stuck within the engine bay, so there's nowhere to go. But this one will always vent out, so coolant temps, intake temps, and charge air temps will be much lower. And here is the drivetrain. So pretty much, here's the electric motor, the flywheels are here, electric motors are here. If you want to rev up the engine even quicker, low torque or anything, this motor will help. And then you have the DMCT, direct multi-clutch transmission, will be right here. Then these two electric motors right here can act as a torque vectoring. If you want to go full EV mode, you can decouple all the clutches and just run these two. We don't need to reverse because we can use electric motors to change the direction of the motors, so you could go reverse. Brake pistons in the back, it will be either 4 or 6 pistons and a extra e-brake caliper right there. So yeah, that's pretty much the single turbo V10 for enthusiast single turbo V10. If you guys want to see any other stuff, let me know, and yeah, hope you're driving your dream car.